Steve Jobs has been credited for the sex appeal and intuitive design of Apple products, but he didn't do it alone. Another strong leader behind the scenes is Jonathan Ive, one of Apple's lead designers who has been with the company ever since the lowercase I.
He's the man who turned Steve Jobs' grand vision into design genius. Now, Jonathan Ive's obsessive brilliance has an even more crucial role at Apple, with an ailing Jobs stepping down as CEO. Ive is credited with designing the iMac, MacBook, the iPod, iPhone, and iPad, always striving to make them not just useful, but beautiful. Ive, much like Jobs himself, is intensely private, but made a rare appearance last year in an ad to introduce the iPad.
We're constantly working to refine and improve, to simplify, to make something thinner and lighter, and yet at the same time increasing its functionality.
A middle-class guy from Britain, Ive was discovered by Robert Brunner, Apple's former lead designer who hired him back in 1992.
Jony is first and foremost an incredible designer and extremely dedicated. And you know, I always saw Jony as a craftsperson. I mean, he was really very much about the creation and crafting of wonderful artifacts and making beautiful objects that can actually be manufactured in mass production, which is not an easy thing to do.
Ive took over as lead designer in 1997, running a team so tight it's been called a cult. Ive has spoken in the past about the need to have a deep understanding of how a product is made and care deeply about the work. He said he spoke with Jobs at least once every day as those products that start with a lowercase I took the world by storm.
If I had to point to anything that Jobs really focused in on more than anything else, it's simplicity. It's knowing that some of the most important design choices you make are the things you leave out. And so you may see some of that featureitis creep back in like it does in other places in the industry.
Now, with incoming CEO Tim Cook thought of as mostly an operational leader, the biggest questions investors and customers have are whether Apple's next products will have the same edgy cool as the ones inspired by Jobs. And increasingly, they'll be looking to Ive for the answers.